even before my daughter India was born, I always knew that if I have a daughter, I am going to call her India, because I go back to my genetic origins, which is India. I go back to my cultural foundations, which is Indian. I go back to my spiritual health and well-being, which is Indian. And furthermore, I also made sure my son is called something significant. So my son has the following names: Arjuna, Krishnan, Siddhartha, Bharat. And those names encompass all those things that Mother India has given to us.
It's an incredible story with journey from Kenya to the UK, but also the fact that there's an Indian connection to the story. This is the first Indian origin mayor of the city of Bath joining me on this show to speak of his journey and this incredible achievement. Councillor Professor Bharat Pankhania, thank you so much for joining me here on India Today Global. Let's begin with the fact that you are the new city mayor of Bath. Many congratulations to you. Let's first begin with, how did you come to achieve this?
Well, good evening, India, and it is my pleasure to be with you and to share my life journey with you. I am a Gujarati. My parents come from Ranavav near Porbandar in Gujarat, and they sailed on a little boat all the way to Africa. And if those monsoon winds didn't work, they would die at sea. So look at the bravery of my parents and my grandparents compared to me. My parents and grandparents sailed the Indian Ocean, and then from Kenya, where I was born, we migrated to the United Kingdom, because throughout that period, India to Africa, we held British passports. So we are not British immigrants as such. We always held British passports from Indian colonial days to African colonial days. And then in the United Kingdom, I studied medicine, and I also decided to enter politics, local politics here in Bath. And the people of Bath, most importantly and most incredibly, the people of Bath appreciate their son, their brother, their fellow citizen, and they appreciate me so much that the people of Bath have given me this great honor to be their first ever Indian mayor of the beautiful city of Bath, a World Heritage City, just like Ahmedabad in Gujarat is also a World Heritage City.
Okay, a humanist to serve as the city mayor. You've spoken of your education, the self-education, going through public libraries. Talk about the fact that you've always said education has been my liberation. What do you mean by that? And what's your contribution going to be when it comes to the very same sphere of education?
Education is freedom, and education is liberation. And this is what I would like to achieve for more people in the city of Bath and globally, of course, if it is possible. So the story goes as follows. We, as recent immigrants in the United Kingdom, were not encouraged and empowered and pushed to achieve any qualifications. And I knew as a young 15, 16-year-old boy that if I didn't achieve any qualifications, I would be doomed. I would be doomed to working in a factory somewhere without prospects, without good prospects for life. So what did I do? I taught myself. I knew that I had to teach myself. I used to sneak into university libraries, borrow as many books as I possibly could, and line by line, paragraph by paragraph, chapter by chapter, book by book, at the age of 15, 16, I taught myself. And having taught myself, which, in India, we call it matriculation exams. So I passed all of those, and then I did my higher exams, what we call A levels in the United Kingdom. And then I applied to, of all things, which is never been done in my family. I was the first ever Pankhania doctor in the world. I said, I will try. And I went to medical school and I qualified as a doctor. And thereafter, as a doctor, I've also had a very good journey in that I went to do many, many things as a doctor. And I've finally ended up teaching the next generation of doctors to be at the University of Exeter.
Okay. Interestingly, you've not forgotten where you come from or where your family came from, and that's India. You're from Gujarat, and your daughter is named after this very country where I sit today, India.
Absolutely, you're so right. And it's very, very important. So even before my daughter India was born, I always knew that if I have a daughter, I am going to call her India, because I go back to my genetic origins, which is India. I go back to my cultural foundations, which is Indian. I go back to my spiritual health and well-being, which is Indian. Everything about me is Indian, but I'm also British, and I'm proud to be both British and Indian. And of course, as a result, it was a no-brainer to call my daughter India after her father Bharat, and also to have that link with where does Bharat, her father, come from. And furthermore, I also made sure my son is called something significant. So my son has the following names: Arjuna, Krishnan, Siddhartha, Bharat. And those names encompass all those things that Mother India has given to us.
So that's the name of your son, Arjuna,
It
Krishna,
is
or
correct.
sons?
Yeah, Arjuna, Krishnan, Siddhartha.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you.
Do they imbibe the entire idea that you basically have named them for, the idea of India, being Indian, so on and so forth?
Oh, absolutely. And I forgot to tell you, my daughter is called India, Lakshmi, Victoria. And the three names I gave her are, India, as I explained, Lakshmi, as you will understand. A daughter is often our Lakshmi, our wealth, our supreme wealth. So that is my Lakshmi. And the Victoria is because of Queen Victoria, who reigned over India during the era when my grandparents were in India. That is also a link with my daughter now, where I am now, where she's been born in the United Kingdom, and here we are. So daughter's full name is India Lakshmi Victoria Pankhania.
Okay. Coming back to your own journey, this is a ceremonial position. So, what is it that a mayor can really do? What's the remit of your responsibilities, and what can you really deliver when it comes to the city?
Excellent. So, in fact, this is a beautiful position to be in. The beautiful bit is I have no executive powers, but I have enormous, and I said at the beginning, I have enormous love from the people of Bath, and that's why they made me their mayor. They truly love their Bharat Pai, as I say to them. They really do. And that soft power can be used for a lot of good. So already I have started that ball rolling about making education more available to more people who may just miss out for whatever reason. So I'm meeting with, and not only am I meeting with, they want to meet with me. So we have two wonderful world-class universities in Bath, Bath University and Bath Spa University. So I'm meeting with the heads of the universities of Bath and Bath Spa, together with several other further education colleges, as well as headmasters and head teachers from secondary and primary schools and other places. They all want to meet, and I want to meet them. We're all going to meet, and we're going to have this one question answered. How do we help people who are afraid of the word university? further education, and are sort of failing in education for whatever reason. The great and the good of the city of Bath are going to get together, and we're going to see what we can do. And I'm very proud to have ignited that spark of let us do something, because I am that man. Without education, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Without that empowerment, I wouldn't be here. And I want more people to have what I'm so lucky to have achieved.
Right. Now, coming to various issues that that we see people in the United Kingdom grappling with. One such issue is the issue of grooming gangs. Huge concern, matter of debate in the UK when it comes to the Parliament, as also the society. How, for someone such as you, who's deeply invested in public safety, how are you looking at this entire issue where you see a lot of Pakistani men involved in crime of such heinous nature, and the fact that there is outrage within the country?
Well, look, my answer is as follows. We don't know the full extent of this story. We don't know. And it is better that I say the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has asked for a thorough inquiry into exactly what has been going on. We can't sit here and say it is men of these countries or these culture. We don't know. So my answer to you is as follows. I welcome the inquiry set by Prime Minister Keir Starmer to get to the full extent of what may have been going on in the United Kingdom. It may be all sorts of things that we will unearth, and then of course it is wrong, as it is wrong in any culture, in any country. We have exploitative men all over the world. And what we have to do is protect our daughters and protect our children, which is what we should be doing wherever we are in the world.
You've also expressed admiration when it comes to India-Pakistan cultural ties. You've said we are fellow brothers and sisters. How do you see both the communities really come together at a time when India and Pakistan as countries have been at loggerheads, especially because of the issue of terrorism after the Pahalgam terror attack that India faced coming in from Pakistan, cross-border terrorism that India faces on a very regular basis from Pakistan?
I understand. I understand. These are historical, complex issues. Having said historical and complex and current issues, what we have to do is also not forget once upon a time we were one nation, one country, one geographical location. And furthermore, we are all culturally the same people. We may have different religions, but we are the same people. And what is really important, I feel, as a neutral person, is we want politicians to make peace rather than war. And it is really important for the people power to succeed. And people power is we all want to live in peace and harmony with our neighbors, which we've always done. I remember very clearly in Africa, where I was a little boy, we lived together, played together, ate together with all religions and all cultures. It is entirely possible. We are one. And that is what we should strive for, because divided, we hurt ourselves. Together, we are a formidable force. And I have always said to my friends who come from Pakistan that together we are a formidable force in the Asian, in the South Asian subcontinent, compared to us, both nuclear powers, killing each other.
That's a very important point you make, sir. But then again, the other concern that India has, and I ask you this is because I'll be coming to the India Connect as well, the issue of Khalistan and Khalistanis in the UK that has been of grave concern to India. How do you look at it? How do you look at maybe the administration looking at India's concerns with a more sympathetic view rather than the one that they take now?
Whilst I am aware of, shall we say, some friction, my answer is as follows. Free speech is important. Expression of feelings is important. And my bottom line is this: we're all fellow Indians. We're all fellow brothers and sisters. And as I said to you a few seconds ago, together we are strong. Divided, we are poorer. And therefore, the operations, our mindsets should be, whatever the difference is, they ought to be heard and addressed, rather than I have differences, therefore I want to take my football, or in India's case, my cricket bat away, and I don't want to play with you. We are one, we should remain one.
Okay. For somebody who has a major India connect, do you have family still in India? Do you travel to India?
Of course we do. I was only there in India celebrating Christmas with my family in 2024. We have connections. Of course, my parents have now passed away, but we make new friends in India, and we have old relatives and connections in India. But I value both. I value the new friends I make in India, and it is a great privilege to always come to India, relax with fellow Indians, meet them, and make new friends. And of course, in the Gujarat region, Porbandar, Ranawal, we still have existing old relatives and family connections.
All right. And before I let you go, do you speak Gujarati, Hindi, any of the Indian languages?
Of course, હું ગુજરાતી બોલું છું. કેમ ના બોલે? અમે ગુજરાતી ફર્સ્ટ ક્લાસ બોલી શકીએ છીએ અને સમજીએ છીએ, અને અમે ગુજરાતી છે.
Okay. Any message to Prime Minister Modi in Gujarati?
Namaste, Mr. Modi.
Okay. On that note, Councillor Bharat Pankhania, thank you so much for joining us here on India Today Global. Indeed a pleasure, and many congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you.